So I'm just not really going to delay or wait for everyone. I'll just jump in. And if you have a question, just chat. So tonight we're going to talk about struggling through rough months, mainly because I noticed a lot of, not really our team necessarily, but I noticed a lot of talk in other teams about struggling last month in August. And historically, it is the hardest month for Beachbody. And that's why they do the team cup on those months. Like, you'll notice that there's a team cup to try to build this momentum when it's actually hard months for Beachbody in general. And August is one of those. And right after that is September. So like they're just challenging months. So if you are having a challenging month, it's okay. And sometimes it's just not even going to coincide with Beachbody. Sometimes it's, or their stats or whatever. Sometimes it's just us. Like, we're just, in a funk, or you're traveling all month, or the holidays are hard, or a tragedy happens, or kids are sick, or, like, sometimes there's just definite reasons why. So I'm just going to talk about kind of how to push through that, because I feel like, I have a bunch of great quotes to share today from some notes I was reading, but this quote was from Dani Johnson, and she said, "When you want to quit, you were not really committed in the first place." And that, can kind of slap you in the face, because, and I'm not talking you want to quit for 30 seconds or a minute, because I do that. I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore, but then it's just for the minute. It's just for the day or whatever, but when you really are like, I don't want to do it, I'm quitting, and you just stop doing, all the vitals, you just stop completely, you were really never committed to the process, because this is a process. And I'm going to relate all of this back to our challengers, because when you have someone that wants to quit after the first week and they didn't lose 10 pounds, they were never committed to the process. They were never committed to making a lifestyle change. They are looking for a quick fix. They are looking for instant gratification. And you need to ask yourself, are you doing the same thing as a coach? Are you expecting to, grow an amazing business, or even pay for your shakes or make a few $100s, whatever your goal is? Are you expecting to do that in a 1 week or 1 month or even 3 months? Because that's kind of thinking pretty highly of yourself to just, do this. Because when I start to think about that, I've been a coach for almost 2.5 years. I'm like, holy crud, where did 2.5 years go? That's crazy. I still struggle with my fitness and nutrition, although I'm pretty convinced I would be in a very bad, I know I would be in a very bad place had I not started with Beachbody and have this group and committed to a lifestyle. But I see it as a commitment. I know that when I fall off or have a bad month, I can get back on, and it's no different than with coaching. So some of the biggest time wasters that are going to happen when you find yourself in a slump or you find yourself having a bad month are, one, fear. So fear that, oh, this isn't going to work. I made a mistake. What am I doing? Just fear in general of the process. Two is doubt. So thinking, just not believing in yourself. We talk a lot about belief, but if you don't believe that you can do something, then you're probably right. It's as simple as that. As corny and as people don't want to believe that believe, conceive, yes, I know there's work behind it, but if you do not believe that you are going to replace your income with this job, or that you're going to make 6 figures, or that you're just even going to pay for your shakes, then guess what? You're not. When you don't have a target to aim for, and you believe that you can hit it, that's exactly what you're going to hit. Nothing. If you have to have a vision, you have to have a goal, and you have to get the doubt out of the way, because it's a big waste of time. Worry right along with that, and being overwhelmed. So I felt overwhelmed a little bit this month, I would say already, just because I was out of town and had plans like a lot of other people with the first of the month. I was out of town, and then it was Labor Day was late, and Matthew turned 40, and it was just one thing after another, and I never got to sit down to send my mass invites out. And so now I'm feeling overwhelmed, it's so many, and it's already what is it, the 8th or 9th or something. I'm just feeling overwhelmed, but it's a waste of time. It's not going to get me anywhere. What's going to get me somewhere is to sit down and send my 10 invites, or to sit down and read 10 minutes of personal development, or to get my workout in and drink my shake. Like those, and I did that and I already feel better. Like just working out. That's why it's a vital. Like I already feel better because I can share that. I can share it in my groups. I'm not like, I don't want to post in my groups because I am a slug. Like, it just helps everything. So those are some time wasters to get out of your head. And let me find this other stuff. Okay. This is a lot of Dani Johnson stuff. And this was funny. It's not even from the last event I went to. It was from like 2 events. It might've been when I was probably with you, Megan, in LA. So I was just going back and rereading some notes. And she said, 80% of success is just showing up. Most people just never show up to play the game. So it's not like most people are just that are really struggling. They're just not showing up. Like, so let's relate it back to our challengers. 80% of them could be successful if they would just show up in the group and log their day so that they could get some honest feedback. If they could just be honest about what they're eating and log their day, which I'm getting back to my logs. I had not been doing it a while and playing with that just because of my own laziness, but I'm back to logging because people need to log their days, to drink their water, to show their workout, to show their sweaty pics, like they just to be accountable. They just have to show up to do it. So, and when they don't show up, like in most cases, something's wrong or they're not going to be held as accountable. Like we see it all the time as coaches, like the coaches that I'm seeing on the call. So it's the same thing with coaching. 80% of success is just showing up in the dang groups, doing your vitals. That's showing up, doing your vitals. If you are doing those vitals day in and day out, just like exercising and eating well day in and day out, at the end of the week, if the scale says you haven't lost 5 pounds, well, screw the scale. You worked hard all week. At the end of the week, if you don't have any success clubs, who cares? Screw Success Club. You spent the whole week building relationships, growing as a person, reading your personal development, working on your own fitness journey. You have come a long way in 5 to 7 days. And if you continuously do that week after week after week, something wonderful will happen. I promise you. The people that tell me like, I'm not getting anyone to sign up. Well, where are your invites, guys? Send them to me, because if you are inviting 30 to 60 people a month based on invites, that we have tons of scripts and I send out tons of scripts to what people to say to people, or if you want to write me privately and say, what do I say? I'll tell you what I say. We post them in the group. It's all there for you. You just have to show up and do it. So when you put that invite out, if you send 30 to 60 invites, you guys are going to get responses. Someone is going to respond, even if it's with the like, screw you, I don't need to lose weight. Like, I don't know, like no one said that to me ever, FYI. But someone's going to respond. So when I'm asking coaches like that are saying, well, no one wants to do it. Okay, well, how many people did you invite? Like 5 to 10 is not going to cut it. We're talking 30 to 60 for months and months and months and months. And a example, a girl wrote me today, and she's not on our team. She's not going to see this or anything. But it was a random like group of coaches she wrote. I don't really know her. I think she like friend requested me at some point, and I said yes. And but her question was, really about struggling with invites and getting people to say yes. And so I was like, okay, well, let's, back it up. Like, how many people are you inviting? Like, I'm not even concerned with what you're saying. She was going for a free initial like 7-day free invite. I'm like, well, why don't you just start with what we have to offer? Like, I feel like what we have to offer as a company is not offered in a free 7-day group. So I go right for the challenge pack. And if then there's an objection that I can't overcome at the time, then maybe I'll offer a free day group, free 5-day or whatever. But she says one thing that really stuck out to me, and it was that she, when was she going to get, I said, you have to get no's. It's just part of it. And she said, when am I going to get more yeses than no's? And I said, never, never. You are never in this business. I don't know how long she's been coaching, but I don't know how long everyone listening to this has been coaching. But never, ever, ever are you going to get more yeses than nos. You have to read Go for No if you haven't read Go for No, because you're looking at it completely wrong. If you're going for yeses, when you get, your 2 or 3 yeses, you're going to stop. If you're going for 40 no's, you're going to keep going until you get the 40 no's. And if you're doing it right, you should always be getting more no's than yeses. Because no one invites 5 people and they all say yes, and then you're done. That's not the way it works. So, going back to like having a slow month or whatever, like I am already having a slow month, and I was going to whine about it to Megan, but I knew she'd say, get over yourself. You'll be fine. You'll be at SC10, but I'm not. I'm at SC1 right now, 1 big point, and that came from a lead, which I encourage you to Emerald, so you can get leads that give you points. So, and I'm not like, even I sat down today to invite, and I feel like I'm at a point where I have exhausted my list, and I need a new list with quite a few people. I have you guys re-invite people, but after 2.5 years, you might want to refresh your list. So I need to like sit down. I need to get serious. I need to make a new list. I need to reach out to new people. And if I do that, things will pick up, and this month might be slower, but if I'm really investing in forming those new relationships, making a new list of 100 new names that I've never invited for, and starting to be in contact with those people and adding value to those people's life, then the rest of the year is going to be awesome. Like, October, November, December is not going to be a problem, because people that start telling you that they have money issues now because they spent the back to school clothes and got the school supplies. All right, girl. Well, if you want this, I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. Put it on your Christmas list now, because maybe Santa will come early, or maybe he'll come in December, because Christmas won't be an excuse for like, I can't afford it. Like, if you want it, put it on your Christmas list. Someone's going to buy you something, and have it be that, not a pound of chocolate or whatever else will be on your list. You don't want clothes. If you want to lose weight, you don't want clothes. You want this. You want Beachbody. So anyways, that's my thoughts on that. All right. How am I doing? I got like 10 minutes. Does anyone have any questions or anything they want to ask or say? Anything. It doesn't have to be related to the topic. Anything? No? Okay, what else can I talk about then? Hold on. Let's see. Oh, I listened. Go ahead.
I'll just call and say I'm really glad that you're going back to logs, because I think that people need them in challenge groups. I've always been a fan of them. I know it takes a little bit of extra work, but it just shows them that you're right along beside them doing the same journey, and that you're plugging into them each and every day. I know you're plugging in with other things, but it just doesn't make you as real to them if you're not doing the same thing that they're doing. So even though they might not post their log every day, seeing yours means a lot. So I'm glad to see you back posting them.
Yay! I am too. And honestly, this is a good example of failing forward. The log thing, was brought up at Summit by a coach, that Sarah talked to, and Sarah's trying it. I don't think she's on the call. And if it works for her, that's great. But, and I liked the idea, because there are so many logs, and the groups do get so big, and there is so much to read through and all of that. But you know what? That's my job. That's our job, is to read through what people are eating and to help them with. And I did try it, and it didn't work for me. And I didn't say like, oh, I'm going to quit now, like whatever. But it hurt me not logging my food, because I could eat whatever I want basically and not have to talk about it. And then like you said, people want to see what you're eating and what you're doing. Even if you're at a point where you're at maintenance, then you tell them, you're like, hey, I'm just maintaining. So, maybe I get to have more wine than you do. Apparently that does not work for me at maintenance state. Just FYI. But, so, I'm glad that it's back, and that's really, part of the service that we offer, and what the added value and what they're getting with the challenge pack. They're getting you to look over their shoulder. And if they're not posting every day, we can get on it. But, I was trying to keep up with people on a weekly basis, and it just became really hard, and people fell off easier, and just the accountability wasn't there. And people are going to do what you do. So if you're getting in there and showing your sweaty picture and showing drinking your Shakeology and showing your nightly log, you're not being annoying. Like, that's your job, guys. If you're in a group as a coach, as a participant, or as a coach, like, get in there and do that. It's motivating, and it motivates other people to see people that have full-time jobs, and people that have newborn babies, and people that have, whatever their situation is, to make the time to press play and make the time to make a shake. And what's up with that, people? I don't have time to make a shake. What? It takes like 30 seconds. Crazy. Let's see what else. I was on a great call with some leaders this week, and she had a lot of great quotes. She said, be the change, and you will attract people that want the change. And that really spoke to me. Like, before I started the Whole30 today, which really will get me refocused in my nutrition and working out and all that kind of stuff. But, like, that was kind of the slap in the face that I needed. Like, Kimberly, you have to be the change if you want to attract people that want to change. So if I just want to not post and just be whatever, lackadaisical in the groups, that's who I'm attracting in my groups, and that's what's going to happen to the people in the group. So if I'm more active and more on my game and more passionate and more checking in on people and commenting on people, then that's also what you're going to attract into your groups, because that comes across on Facebook too, if you're sharing your journey. So but that's really it, unless anyone had any questions. I know it was a quick call. I'm going to jump on another call for our Diamond group and talk about, just to let you know what we're talking about. We're talking about the importance of inviting to your team and, making a list of your dream team and who's on that. And just to speak on that real briefly, those of you that might hear it twice, but, I'm going to get on there and talk about, like, our dream team list and who we post on there. And I've made a dream team list, and your dream team list is going to change. And the people on your dream team list that you think would be great and want to do this and you want to do it so bad are going to tell you no. And a lot of them are never going to join you on this journey. And that's okay. Like, not something you'll hear working in this kind of business is not everyone can come with you. And that doesn't mean like, oh, I'm done with you, we're not friends anymore. That just means like, hey, like, this is the path that I'm on. Or as John Maxwell would say, like, I'm on a wall, I'm building a wall, I'm building, a pyramid, I'm building a bridge, I'm building something amazing, and I can't come down right now to be where you're at. Like, you're constantly going to have people that aren't headed in the same direction as you. And it's hard as you grow bigger and become more passionate about something. But it's the way of the world, the way of, some people are going up and some people are staying where they're at. So that being said, like, I've been in groups where I've seen people that have had their, like, best friend or someone on their dream team join, like, 3 years after they became a coach. Like, I just saw this recently, and I was, like, so excited for the coach and the friend coming on, because I have people like that on my list, and I don't know that they'll ever want to do that, like want to join me. It took me a while to not be upset about it, but I can't want that for them. Like, they have to want it for themselves, and they have to show up. And that's exactly what you'll find with challengers as well, to relate it back to our challenge groups. Not everyone is going to succeed, guys. Not everyone is going to push through. Not everyone is going to be all in. Like, some people want the quick fix. Some people get frustrated easily. Some people are not fully committed from the beginning. And that's why we talk about commitment, but they're not. Like, it's a mindset, and they're just not all in. So I kind of segued, but Carmen had a question. So go ahead, Carmen.
I actually have 2 questions.
Okay.
Back to your list, you said you need to make a new list, revamp it. I'm kind of getting there as well. There's people that I just keep asking every single month because I want them so badly to say yes, because I know they need help and I want to help them. They're not responding. I mean, that's fine. I'll keep those people on there, but I'm having trouble I'm trying to look through friends, trying to add people, trying to, go to more events or functions and talk to people and, and build my list that way.
Yeah.
But I'm still struggling. And I know somebody posted not too long ago that they started putting themselves or adding themselves into just random fitness groups on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Have you had luck with any of that? I mean, I haven't done it. I'm just a little wary about it only because I don't know what I'm getting into, and there's so many other products out there, such as Juice Plus and all these other things that I just don't want to be going into some random group where I find all this. I suppose I could delete myself out of that, but
yeah.
Have you tried that, and have you had any luck with it?
I haven't tried that specifically. I have met people through groups, and I know a lot of people that have met people through groups, but not fitness groups, like more like a mommy group or dance moms, like your kids in dance. Or I mean, like Summer once said that she was in a Black lab group and connected with people because that they have that in common, like talking about their labs, and then her lab was sick, and like so she connected with some people like that. And it's not going in and like friending everyone, but if you start like to see some conversations, but you can definitely look up groups that are like your interest, because I think when you go into a fitness group, you are going to open like a whole can of worms as far as like everyone probably might be selling something, or I feel like the people in there might not be as trustworthy, like if you're automatically trying to sell them something, sort of thing. Personally for me, like the list that I'm gonna have to make is like, I do have a like page, and I don't think that you have to have a like page to be successful. I think I do think after a couple years it might be a good route to go, and that's why I started mine early and put a lot of focus on it. But now that I'm seeing that I need to like grow my market, like it's just something that I have to invest some time and money into. But I never did when I wasn't making enough to, if that makes sense. So but
that helps definitely.
Yeah, and I recently reconnected with like a huge group of people from high school because our reunion is coming up next year, and they are who are going to be the majority of the people on my list. Like we're going to our 20th reunion. Like they've seen me on Facebook for the last 6 months, so they have an idea of what I'm doing. But I'm already feeling very uncomfortable about it. So I still get uncomfortable about invites, guys, like because I don't want them to think. I don't want them to think poorly of me, but what that is ego. Like, guys, that's ego. When you're scared about fear and rejection, that's my ego making it about me. If it's about making it about you, then it's your ego, and it's not about me. It's about like, this could, I could find my next best coach there. I mean, who knows? So that's going to be the list that I like have to just take a big gulp tomorrow and write down 100 names and start really forming them. So even if they're not getting an invite this month, like, that's what I'm saying, like if this month is slow for me and it's not a great month, that's okay. Like I think the next 3 months will be great.
I have one more quick question.
Sure.
It's funny you're talking about ego, because there's people that I've invited in August and this month, but I had no idea that, I was scared inviting them, and I had no idea that they're already doing this. They're already doing Beachbody. Yes, kicked myself in the pants. So I'm done with that. I'm over that because it's happened way too many times in the past weeks for me.
That is such a wake-up call when that happens.
I know.
Like, I already have 21-day fix, and you've been here waiting to invite them without not wanting to feel like a fool.
Right. So one of the people I reached out to, she loves her coach, amazing, whatever, and so I'm like, that's great, encouraging her. But one of the other girls, she said she signed up under somebody, but she's not in a challenge group. She doesn't really do anything. And then she started asking me questions about Shakeology and recipes and all this. And I sent her, I sent her a lot of stuff and info, but I kind of feel like I don't want to step on anyone's toes, but should I invite her to be a part of our main page, or, just to see what a challenge group is all about? I don't want to steal her from anyone. I don't know who her coach is, but I just feel a little awkward about it.
I would say exactly what you just said. This has happened to me, and a lot of times they convert to me as their coach. And I would say, hey, I would say exactly what you said, Carmen. Like, hey, I'm not here to step on anyone's toes, but I also feel like you're not getting the full benefit of like what I try to provide as a Beachbody coach to my challengers. So if you have any interest in, switching to me as your coach, I'd love to add you to our challenge groups. I'd love to, get you some meal plans, help you with the meal prep, just get a little more hands-on. And then just say, and if you're not comfortable with that, if you want to stay with your friend, absolutely don't worry about it. I'm still here to help and support you.
Okay. Yeah.
Just make it like that. And it might start off with like, no, she's my friend, I don't want to hurt her, and you just can add value. But then it comes down to like, we can't add everyone in our group that is not, we don't work for free,
Right.
And some people that sounds weird or icky, but the best way to think about it is if someone, a lot of people on here listening work, and I know most people's husbands work. And if someone asked me if Matthew could come into Ferguson all week and not get paid, would I be okay with it? No, I wouldn't. And like, you have a certain amount of hours to devote to your challengers that are investing really in you. And so I can't work for free for everyone. I can certainly add value and be a friend to a point, but then if they want it in the groups and they want kind of all the stuff that, Megan and I will spend money on meal plans and spend money on printouts and things like that people can have for trackers, like that that's for people that have invested in us too,
Right.
But I mean, definitely reach out to her. Like, I would be all over that to help her however I can. Because I think it's unfortunate when that happens, that they have someone like that. And I've had that situation and people do switch to you. So keep inviting, talking to those people.
Thanks.
Can I piggyback on that question?
Yeah, go ahead.
So what do you do if someone's like, oh, no, I signed up, but I don't have a coach, and then they want to join a challenge group, yet they won't make the phone call? Do you just like...
They don't even have to make a phone call. You can just get their name and email and contact Coach Relations, and they should switch you.
Well, that person's not responding with that information.
Oh, they're not? Well, then I wouldn't add them to the
Yeah,
group.
give me that.
Yeah, I mean, if they can't even send you that information, like, I'll try to get the order number to switch the order, but now you have to do that within a certain amount of time or whatever. But I mean, if they can't even do that, like, again, like, how committed are they? Like, do they want to really do it? But I would stay on them. I mean, they would stay on my list for follow-up.
Okay. I was on the phone earlier.
Oh, and I was like, where'd she come
Just go
from?
up the last 5 minutes.
Where'd she come from? All right, guys, I hate to cut this short, but I have to jump on a 9 o'clock call, so I'm going to jump off.
Hey, Kim,
Yeah?
post the link in the
Is it not on there?
no,
Okay.
or I can do it for you if you need me to.
It's the
Are
same
you coming
one.
back to? Okay, all right. Well, I'll post it then.
You are? Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
All right, bye.